together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, fellow trudgers. I am not in that group, so I don't know why it keeps bringing that up. I will not support that group. Ever. But maybe. Do I want to share this anywhere? Yeah, let's put it in the substance abuse support group. All right, people. Let's get here. We're going to be reading out of the big book. How it works. It's time to do how it works again. Trudging together. Come on, give me one person. Give me one person, I dare you. That's too cold. I'm a wuss. I take blood thinners, so I get cold kind of easy. Yeah, so I call it talking juice. All right. So, I don't know about anybody else, but I was kind of raised a certain way where if you're going to do something, you got to do it right. The kids are killing me. They won't do the little things. Like, you know, when the trash won't fit in the trash can, they just leave it sitting next to the trash can for the raccoons. Lint trap, sweeping, mopping, little things. And when you don't take care of the little things, they will add up. They will add up. So, are people even getting notifications that I'm live anymore? I mean, I've never zeroed out like this during the week. Ever. I know what it is. It's spring break. So, all right. Let's do this. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm putting this in some other groups that I haven't posted in before. And what I do is I go live each day with a topic. I've been doing it for over 5 years now. Every day. I've missed a few days. I think I've missed a total of about a week. But yeah, this is what I do. If you're here, please say hello. You're not required to. And what I'm here for is I just got to get us started, man. I want you to get to thinking about some of this stuff. What is it that we're doing? Maybe you have a different experience than me, right? And I want to hear about that. So don't be shy. Okay. All right. To all those people out there. Chapter 5, how it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Okay. The big book. The first 164 pages are a set of directions on how to get and stay sober and live a good life. Okay. There's a saying, millions of alcoholics just aren't wrong. Just not. Okay. Those who do not recover, people cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. And I found that that really is the key. Okay. I know it's some people, AA doesn't work for me. Yeah, I know. I know. You're right. AA doesn't work for you. What would you like me to say to that? I'm sorry that AA doesn't work for you. You understand that that's a statement. What you're actually saying is, I don't want to do the work that AA requires of me. That's what we're actually saying. And that's honest. And if you're being honest with me, yeah, you're correct. Just like if I continue to say that I'm an asshole, do you know what I will be? Probably an asshole. I'll probably act that way because that is what I'm telling myself. All right. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Hmm. Hmm. So we're born with it. Wasn't your fault. You were born an alcoholic. It was not your fault that you were an alcoholic. No. But why do we need to bring fault into it? Okay. Sometimes we need to accept sometimes we just need to accept the fact that we do have a mental illness. And alcoholism is a mental illness. And it does separate us from the rest of our peers. Okay. If I look back in my childhood, I was never really honest with my parents. I didn't know how. I didn't know what honesty was. I was naive to being honest. Weird, but it's true. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. And that is for us alcoholics. I don't know about the rest of the addictions. I'm not addicted to those. So I'm presuming it works that way also. Okay. But alcoholism, the disease of alcoholism is different than other addictions. Their chances are less than average. Okay. Average compared to what? The normal person? Yeah. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. So, how is a person who is naturally dishonest walk into an AA meeting for the first time and be honest? I would have to say the first honest thing that I said when I came into the program was, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why my life is this way. I can't handle it. I don't know what I'm doing here. Now I'm being honest. Honest goes along with humility and asking for help. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. Okay. That is a set of directions. What are they saying? You got to tell your story. You need to tell your story. If it is your 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, if it is one of your year anniversaries, you're supposed to be signing up for a speaker meeting and telling your story. You're supposed to give it back, or the consummation that you are looking for isn't going to happen. because you ain't giving it away. So when I ask people to tell their stories on their podcast, they say, well, I don't do that. Well, you better go tell your story somewhere, because it tells us right there. If you decided what you want, what we have, and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. It is not by coincidence that those two things are sitting in the same darn paragraph. Okay? You got to give it away. I'm scared to tell my story. Well, people don't seem to be too worried about screwing around in meetings. Okay? I want to be the center of attention, but not that center of attention. Better watch that stuff. At some of these, we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Fearless and thorough from the very start. That means you're going to have to give up everything. You have to let it all go. There's a saying in AA, you only need to change one thing. Everything. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go. Absolutely. Exactly what I was just talking about. I know this book very well. I know what's coming up. Okay. How can you be fearless and thorough from the very start? Step 3. Just give it a chance. I'll tell you what, give it a chance for 30 days. If it doesn't work, we will write you a receipt for your misery. You can have it back. We will give it to you back freely. No charge. Just like we didn't want anything from you when you came in, except to help you. Why? Because you're helping us. Because you're reminding us there is no easier, softer way. The easier, softer way does not exist. And if you look for it and search for it for the rest of your life, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable. Because you're going to think that happiness is the goal. And happiness is not the goal. Happiness is a dividend for a job well done. Period. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, and powerful. I'm going to put patient in there too. I'm going to tell you something. Alcohol is smarter than you. Okay. Actually, it's more cunning. It's more baffling. It's more powerful than you. That's why we use it as a solution. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. And there's an exclamation point after that, isn't there? That means it's very important. Then it goes on to tell us half measures will avail you nothing. It's an all or nothing. I call this a pregnant situation. You're either pregnant or you're not. You either have God in your life or you don't. Okay? Now, when we get into the program, you're going to find a lot of gray areas. But in this, it is black and white. I had 2 options. Okay? I had 2 options. Okay? I had 2 powers greater than myself. One was alcohol, one was God. What was I going to choose? Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. That means nothing is left. There is not an ounce. Good, bad, and the ugly. I'm going to turn it all over. Yes, the good stuff too. Why? That belongs to God also. Do you know what we do with the good stuff? We improve upon it. We improve upon the good things. That's why you must clear your life of the bullshit first, or you cannot move forward. Okay. I'm not going to go over the steps. I'm going to go ahead and go to page 60. Many of us exclaim, what an order. I can't go through with it. Yeah, you can. If I could do it, there are other people that were further and worse than me, and if they did it, you can do it too. This is not beyond you. You are not terminally unique. You do not have such different problems than everybody else that nobody in this world understands you. Do not be discouraged. No one among us have been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We're going to try though. 6 and 7 are about perfection. It's about understanding that there is perfection and that we're going to move towards that perfection. Not that we're going to be made white as snow, not that we're going to become angels, but we're going to try. Okay. We are not saints. The point is that we're willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. The principles, there's a principle behind every single step. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we are alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. And C, that God could and would if he were sought. And what do we have there? What are the ABCs? Hi, Ingrid, I'm just finishing up. I hope everything went okay though. Well, A, we were alcoholic, could not manage our own lives. That's step 1. Probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. Step 2. That God could and would if he were sought. Step 3. Yeah. If he were sought. So, all right. That's what I got on this one. Got some podcasts coming up. There's going to be a live podcast this Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's going to be Amber and I, and I already forgot the topic. 5 things to make your recovery better or something like that. So, but she's got something. We're going to talk on it. And this podcast we're going to do live so that other people can join in, and you won't be on video, but you can certainly come in and chat with us. Tell us your experiences, things like that. I imagine it's probably going to last over an hour. So, thank you everybody for being here. I love you. Peace out and have a day.